TMJ, I know for me, having taken some SSRIs like Zoloft or what's it, started out with one.
Panax?
No,
No, Xanax. Xanax.
Yeah, Zoloft, and I never took Xanax, but Zoloft and the very first one I started it caused bruxism or TMJ in my jaws.
Zoloft is very fast.
Yeah, Zoloft, and there was another one I was taking, it was Buspar I started off with.
You just have to push it down a little so they can see the supplements. Push.
TMJ.
Down, like
Yeah, I
that.
don't
There you go,
know if this
perfect.
is going back.
I don't wanna cut your head off.
This
Yeah,
is
I could
going
sit.
back
I'll sit.
20 years.
Thank you.
Zoloft,
Yeah,
you know, once more they have.
yeah, I'm glad I never got, no.
I don't know if you heard her, but Barbara was mentioning that she was on Zoloft and it caused bruxism in her jaw.
Buspar did too,
Yeah.
USPA, I don't know.
The USPA. Anyway, she was put on some medications that messed her up. Okay, it's doing something again.
Oh, it wasn't for my, I was taking it for,
Anxiety, right?
anxiety and depression.
But it's still.
What I'm
Anyway, so what I say though with all of it, remember, when you go to the doctor and you get diagnosed, what do you look up? Natural alternative to Zoloft, natural alternative to Valium, natural alternative to high blood pressure, natural alternative to diabetic medication, natural alternative to, because God knew what he was doing, did he not? Did God know what he was doing when he made the herbs? Did God know what he was doing when he made the food? And it says our medicine should be our food should be our medicine. And if we're having a lot of issues, it's probably because what's going in here. And what's going in here and here and all the stress, right? But our medicine should be our food and our food should be our medicine. And I consider herbs food. They are a food supplement. They're not medical, they're a food supplement. So what you're doing is you're adding in the properties of an herb that's going to bless you and help you. All right, don't want to finish. I may want to finish quick. Okay, Kyolic garlic also. This is wonderful. It's odorless, and this company makes all kinds of great stuff. This one happens to have whey in it, so you probably can't take this one, but you can find a garlic source that you can take in. But garlic, put garlic on your food. Cook with garlic. Eat garlic. Eat raw garlic. The naturopathic doctor we worked with recommended raw garlic for everything. He said, take a couple cloves at a time. And I did, and I got sick because I could only take one. I couldn't take two. But if you took raw garlic and you mix it with avocado to make a garlic guacamole, you can handle it. Your stomach will handle it with the avocado. You can mix it with oil. So olive oil with garlic, you can mix it and use it. In cooking, if you cook it a little bit, it'll be less caustic on the stomach, but the raw garlic is still really good for you. So if you have yourself cloves of garlic, cook, eat. Garlic is wonderful, wonderful. It's the property in it is called allicin, ALLICIN. That's the property in garlic that's so good. Some of these supplements are good if you need a higher dose because they'll concentrate it, and otherwise you have to eat a bunch of garlic. But if you eat garlic every day, you're well off. Okay, astragalus also is something, as we're talking about lymphatics in the system. Astragalus is also a natural immune system booster. Anyone with any kind of autoimmune, cancer, life-threatening things, astragalus is a wonderful herb to take. The naturopathic doctor I had suggested I take this when I was told I had a molar pregnancy that went into trophoblastic disease. They told me I'd be dead in a year, so I started taking astragalus.
Spell that, she said.
Oh, ASTRA, Astra, like a star, Gallus, GALUS, and I can pass this around so you can all look at it. But anyway, that's a wonderful immune system booster from God's garden. All right. And then I don't want to forget this, Brain Support. Wisdom of the Ages is a wonderful company that makes wonderful products that work very well. It's the same company that makes the broad spectrum antibiotic, the ALC antibiotic. This is also excellent. And the Brain Support is excellent.
Okay.
It's got a lot of things in it. You know how like you're trying to fix yourself and you buy a bunch of herbs? I like the combinations. It's cheaper. It's easier. You pop one pill instead of 10. And so ginkgo biloba is in here, phosphatidylserine, which is really important for the brain. N-acetyl L-carnitine. Okay, ladies.
They're sorry.
N-acetyl L-carnitine. St. John's wort, which helps with depression. Don't take St. John's wort if you're already on an antidepressant, but try to switch over to the natural. L-glutamine is an amino acid that's very good for the brain. Bacopa, alpha glycerol phosphorylcholine, hyperzine A. Now I will mention about the hyperzine A, it comes from the moss, and some people might be sensitive to the hyperzine. It may have you break out in a rash. If you're taking this often and you start to have a little bit of a rash, just back up on it, okay? Because I was given a gentleman this and he started having a little bit of a rash. I said, let's back up on it because the hyperzine A was causing him to break up in a little bit of a brain support.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I remember. I
Can't
knew
catch it.
that name.
Right? Good job. She should be on my ball team. All right. And I mentioned this, time release mega B stress. I love this. It says the B's and C's in it. Under stress, you excrete all the things. Within 4 hours, you excrete all your natural B's and C's, okay? This is something you can take, and this is timed released. So it slowly releases into your system to last longer. And if you're having a time in the day where you're so like, and you want to boost, this is really key. It's a wonderful supplement. Now, the only contraindication with this is this. I noticed when I was under more stress and I was taking it more often, I started having a little bit more tingling in my fingertips. And I'm thinking because of, too much B12 or something, like you can overdo it a little bit. They are water soluble, but just if you notice more tingling and stuff, back up a little bit on the B's, and when I do, I'm fine again. So just listen to your body. That was for me. It may not be you. You may not have that problem, but I tend to have, a little bit more tingling in my fingertips when I do too much of this. But the time release is better. It goes slowly in my system, so it's better. If I do the under my tongue and then I take that, then it's like too much. Okay? So listen to your body. And then this is the one I really, really love. I talked to Kevin about this. He mentioned he had blood clots and some blockages. This is a fantastic supplement. I think every one of us should go on it. You know why?
No.
And I don't own stock in this company. Every one of us should go on this BAC. And the reason is this. We were all exposed to COVID. Some of us got the shot. Some of us got the COVID. COVID, I believe, has screwed up our clotting. I do believe, and I believe even Kevin's struggling with clotting, probably because he either got the shot or he had COVID. So COVID is messing up our clotting mechanism in our body. I've never had an issue with blood clots. I never got the shot because I'm a person, I don't believe in shots with the carriers that are in them and with the mercury and things that are in them. I'm just concerned about, they first came out with it, they're pushing it, developing it, giving it to everybody right away. It wasn't researched long enough. When we were little children, my mother did the same thing. She was, when they were first coming out with MMR and stuff, she said, are you sure it's safe? Are you sure there's no problems? Oh, yeah. Then they required it to go to school. My mother waited till the last possible minute. She tried to fight it. Finally, they said, your kids can't go to school. Then she had us take the shots. But she was a nurse, and she was very wise. And she said, I feel like you're using my children as guinea pigs. They were first coming out with a lot of that. And children, and this is reality, children got a few shots before school. Now they get something like 36 shots before school. It's ridiculous how many things they're pumping kids with. And they're even giving newborn babies before they even leave a hospital.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, wait a minute. Whatever happened to God and our natural immunity, a nursing mother with an infant, why are you giving all these things? The only thing I say do get is the PKU test. It's a test.
Yes.
They give the babies heel. They check for phenylketonuria. What it means is a child has a problem with a protein they don't break down properly, and it can cause serious issues with their health, with their mental state, and everything. But if they're checked for PKU, they can be treated and they don't have a problem. Stuff like that is good. Preventative, tetanus, check for tetanus, things like that. You can check for tetanus, maybe get a tetanus shot. But everything else, I'm telling you, we really have to be very aware. We have to be very careful. And we also need to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. What I'm saying to you is educate yourselves. Don't be lambs being led to the slaughter by the information out there and everybody's pressuring you. Oh, you didn't get this, you didn't take this medicine, you didn't. Be calm. Pray first. Look in the Word of God. Look in your prescription for nutritional healing and be educated and say, I'm going to make this choice. Because why? As I said at every class, it's your God-given right which you put in your body. It's your God-given right which you put in your body. A doctor cannot say, you're going to die in 6 months. He's not God, right? And so what I say to you is, I love my doctor. Don't get me wrong. I love my doctor. She's awesome. I'm very respectful of my medical doctor. But when she tells me, I'd like you to do this, I say, I can't. I wouldn't take that. I don't want to take that. I will do this instead. She'll say, fine. Let's see your blood work down the road. So again, if you're doing something to fix your body, a doctor that cares about you is going to say, do whatever works. I'm not going to swing my amulet against you and say, you're going to die if you don't take my medicine. You're going to die if this, or this isn't going to be fixed if you don't do what I'm saying. Whatever happened to the Word of God, God's wonderful nutrients in every food, and all the wonderful medicinal properties of the herbs God made? And we are smart enough and wise enough and access to all these things. And you want to get the cheapest form of any, you say, oh, I can't afford this. Find the tea. Tea is the cheapest way to get every herb. We made teas every day for our guests. Quart of tea, whatever herbs they needed, we made teas. You'd smell the tea brewing every morning, and we'd filter it and put it in the bottles, and that's what they would take. It's tea. So tea is the best and cheapest way to get your herbs. I find it's easier for me to take this way. I open them and put them in my smoothie. Or I take a handful at a time. If I take one at a time, I choke. But I can take 5 or 6 at a time. Maybe it's I open my mouth more. I go, drink my almond milk with it or whatever, or my smoothie, and take them. But you can do however it works for you. But this BAC is tried and true. I have customers that had testimony after testimony taking this. Especially this guy, Aaron, that never changed his diet, still ate saturated fat. He was going out to get a burger after he came to visit me at the store. And he's not a vegetarian. And he had blood issues, and he had blockages in his blood vessels, and he had cholesterol issues, so much so they were going to put stents in. Okay? And I said, why don't you try this? Can't hurt, right? You're about to get stents put in. He took this every day for 30 days, went back to his doctor to get the stent surgery. Guess what?
You didn't need it.
It's all clear. You don't need it. So I'm telling you what, folks, I've had physical evidence from a doctor, from the scans, that this stuff worked. This is awesome. I love this product. I'm taking this every day, and I haven't gotten another clot. And I was very worried about the clots in my legs. It went to my lungs and almost killed me. So I take one a day of that. Yeah, it's an anti-clot, but it's for blood, arteries, and cholesterol.
BAC, and it stands for
And so
Artery and cholesterol. What?
What causes blood clot?
A lot of factors cause blood clot.
your cells lump together.
Well, the clots are a natural mechanism of the body. The clots is what your body does as soon as you have a problem with a cut. Without clotting, you would bleed to death. So as soon as you have a severe cut, the body has fibrin and fibrinogen. They come together, they form a weave over that area,
Right.
and they clot the blood. Okay? So it protects you from bleeding to death. It's a wonderful factor. With COVID and other issues, you have too much clotting, I believe. I think the mechanism's been thrown off balance. And now Kevin used hard, he had clots, I had clots in my legs. I mean, I think COVID's thrown a lot of things off balance. But clotting's a good thing. It's a natural mechanism. When you clot too much, it could be potentially your blood's too thick. And the way your blood gets thick is lots of sugars, sweets, saturated fats, like any animal meat products, things like that. They're going to clot your blood more. They're going to make your cholesterol higher. They have the potential to clot your blood vessels more. So the vegetarian diet again and again, and all the vegetables are going to be much better choice over and over and over again to really cleanse the body, keep it clear, keep it clean. Because perfect health is perfect circulation.
I was gonna go swimming when I cut my hand here, and blood, a few spots. And I Googled it and said, you better not go in that chlorine, get that in your blood, because it might mess you.
Not only that, there's a lot of bacteria and stuff in water. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in water. It could have gotten infected. But letting it bleed is good. When you bleed, you let it bleed, that cleanses. But stop the bleeding. And Bill, on the job, would always have cayenne in his lunchbox. And so he would have that cayenne that he put on his food. And one of the gentlemen there, cut himself real bad and came running over to Bill. And he's like, okay. And he threw the cayenne on it right away.
Yep.
And it was bleeding pretty bad. It stopped instantly,
Oh, wow.
coagulated. And the guy's like, yeah, it's a coagulant, but it's a good coagulant. It's natural. It kickstarts your heart. It helps circulation.
Okay.
It's a safe thing. And so I just think God made things so amazingly. And this guy couldn't believe it. He was so afraid of bleeding out.
Yeah.
And it stopped the bleeding immediately, right? He cut his hand really bad, right? And Bill put the cayenne on it and stopped it. We're talking about food cayenne. Just the cayenne he put on his food. There it was. So, again, I encourage you. And cayenne is in, who remembers? It's in the formula for the Master Cleanse. Lemon, maple syrup, cayenne. The cayenne warms you up. The cayenne kickstarts your heart. The cayenne helps flush everything out. The cayenne just, you want to do things. When people have fluid retention, my first thought is their heart, is something wrong with their heart or their kidneys? Is something wrong with their kidneys because they're on medication that's ruined their kidneys from functioning well? Is there some disease process going on? Or their heart's not pumping strong enough because they've had a weak heart. Maybe something's going on. Cayenne will kickstart your heart. Cayenne, hawthorn berry will repair your heart and your valves. Hibiscus will lower your blood pressure naturally. And remember, when you're doing it naturally, that blood pressure only goes as low as it needs to go. When you're doing it naturally, it'll stay as high as it needs to stay. Your blood pressure is always going back. Your body's always going back to homeostasis. God gave us homeostasis. Back to balance. Perfect blood pressure, perfect temperature, perfect pulse, perfect blood sugar. But every time you put something in, diet, stress, wrong foods, wrong medications, we throw that perfect balance totally off kilter. And then the body has to scramble to reset itself, and it's constantly fighting to reset itself. And then it's got to flush out the kidneys, flush out the chemical, flush out through the bowels, flush out. And you have your liver having to be work over work, and your kidneys overwork. And again, you're shortening your life. You're shortening your life with all these chemicals. So look up natural alternatives too. And it may take discipline to take these when you need them. It may take discipline to eat and drink in a way that will give you health and healing. Bill had a coworker, his died young. We were at a dinner for his company, and this guy's eating his meat, and he's drinking his alcohol, and he loves soda and stuff, and he's drinking all this stuff. A short time later, that guy died. He was younger than you, I think. Yeah, wasn't he younger than you? Yeah. And the guy was like, I want to eat, drink, and be merry. What?
He was 52 years old.
Okay. He wanted to eat, drink, and be merry. And he died of a heart attack, right? Died of a heart attack. You guys, disease doesn't come without a cause. Your body can only take in so much saturated fat and so much sugar and so much junk and so much caffeine. It can only take in so much. And then all of a sudden you hit the wall. Remember the caffeine? It hits your adrenal glands. You hit the wall. You end up falling out. You're so tired all the time. Why am I tired all the time? It's because you've been punching your adrenal glands so much that then you're exhausted. Yes.
What's that bed for?
The what?
The bed.
Demo. Actually, I'm not going on. No. Bill's going to share a demo.
Okay.
His part. He's going to do his part. All right. Any questions? I have everything here. I showed you everything. This is what my husband loves for pain when he goes hiking and everything. This is called Stop Pain. I just thought I'd bring this in. This has menthol and ingredients are in here. Anyway, but one night I couldn't find my other. And it does have peppermint oil, eucalyptus oil, MSM, glucosamine.
The label's self-explanatory.
And it stops pain. Anyway, so this is what my husband recommends, the AT hiker, and he's injured his legs and stuff. This is what he recommends for pain. And of course, I've told you I love the peppermint oil for pain. So, all right, I'm going to hand it over to Bill. Thank you, honey. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Brenda, while I'm doing it, if you want to explain about the lymphatic.
Okay. Look it up. All right, let me move this out of the way. Yes. I'm gonna see some stuff.
We talked about different methods of hydrotherapy. Today I'm going to talk about just massage, and a lymphatic massage in particular.
Lakewood. Excuse me, Barbara. She's asking the name of the lemon juice that we use that's in the bottle.
Oh, the, Lakewood.
Okay.
Lakewood.
Was Lakewood? I thought it was Lakewood.
Lakewood, you mean
The one that's already pre-done.
Yeah,
I
Lakewood,
think it was Lakewood.
yeah.
And it's in small bottles. You can get lime or lemon. Does Charles have to leave?
Oh, wait a minute, where is it?
Out the door.
You have to go.
Yeah, I have to go.
Oh, what's it, you would ask.
You may be going around.
There's Lakewood and then there was,
No. Did you lock it? Did you lock the door?
Get in.
Okay. Sometimes he has to go because his wife's really uncomfortable.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just putting this stuff out of the way.
It's not in my way.
It's in the way of the camera. I want to see.
Excuse me.
Anything you want to look at, you can look at. Anything that's empty goes in here. Anything that's got something in it goes in my other box. Anything that's empty goes in it.
Where's the corn?
Quercetin?
No,
That's the one I'm looking.
the one that you took for, like the way you clear it.
Clots?
Um,
Yeah, see,
You.
artery.
Drainage.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Corn soak or parsley? Yes. Do you want this here?
That's for, IQ. Got him? Okay.
Santa Cruz, that's it. And it's Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like what's the big bottles?
Bladder, bladder stuff.
Brenda, can you sit down and mop that up?
This is what we sell the candles. And I've used this in, now, this one. Of course, it's $10.
Well, I know I have the attention of people that are watching. Probably nobody else, but anyway.
And the lumps. That's a,
I'm gonna do, we're gonna demonstrate massage, because massage is another form of exercise. Because in moving the joints and the muscles, and I'm gonna show you just a simple lymphatic massage. Because the lymph nodes, as Brenda's gonna explain, is that it's very important that we clear the lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are often located at our joints, either in under our arms, in our groins. And the reason why they're there is because movement is what helps push them around. Because the lymphatic system, they don't have a heart. And it takes the muscles and motion to get the lymphatics moving. And so often we get sick and we become very sedentary because we need our rest, but sometimes being too sedentary doesn't help clean us out. And so you may be doing the fasting, you may be doing all these other good things, but you're sometimes too stationary. Okay? And so this is a method you can do to someone that maybe can't get up and exercise. They've been in bed too long.
Yeah.
And so, and basically you want to push everything from the bottom up towards the heart, and the lymphatic system begin to drain themselves.
Okay.
So like most massages, you want to get the person comfortable. And I usually put a pillow under the feet. You comfortable? Yes, sir. Good, good. And
You wanna be on?
and with most massages, you remain in contact with the person. Because there's nothing worse than getting a massage where someone sneaks up on you and you start moving around because you don't know where they are. And so you make contact with the person, so he knows. So if I'm moving over to this foot, I go over here. Okay, so he knows where I am, because you don't even have to look at me. Okay, and then we're gonna start by squeezing. I'm taking the palms of my hand and I'm squeezing it and I'm pushing it up and I'm moving, pushing it up and I'm moving as you push up the lymph. And this is a method you can do to even little people. Put back down.
And he wants me to explain. Yeah, look at it.
How many times do you do that, Bill?
It depends. I mean,
Every
you
day.
could end up doing it
Till it's done.
several times a day for someone who's sick. You may do maybe 4, 5, 6 exchanges. The thing that would help is if the person could take a warm bath. When I'm saying warm bath, probably something around maybe 100 to 103 degrees. You know, not too hot, but really warm and comfortable. And that's going to kind of loosen everything up. The muscles are going to relax, and the lymphatic system will be more likely to move as you do this massage.
Bonnie, you ready to walk Jordan Bridge? You ready to walk Jordan Bridge? How you doing? Good.
Then I'm pushing. And in this method right here, I'm just taking my hands like this and squeezing, just like you're pushing it up. You want everything up.
And while he's doing that, you're watching what he's doing, I will tell you.
Okay. And we can do the same thing with his arms,
Oh, okay.
you know.
That's why we should.
The lymphatic system in the body is often overlooked, but as an integral part of the immune system, it is essential for keeping us healthy. You notice he's going from distal to proximal toward the heart. And with someone with serious lymphedema and things like that, always got to be very gentle. And it's good to get someone that knows what they're doing when they do it. Comprised of a complex network of vessels, ducts, lymph nodes, glands, and tissues that work together, the lymphatic system regulates the immune system and helps to transport hazardous waste products out of the body. Can you say something?
No.
Okay.
I have nothing to say.
It also plays a role in maintaining fluid balance and is involved in absorbing essential nourishing dietary fats and valuable fat-soluble nutrients.
Now, what's interesting about pigs, because we're very similar to pigs in some way. Okay. But pigs have a lymphatic system just like we do, except they have a portal
On their
at the
leg.
bottom of their feet. They actually see a porthole.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you were to take a pig and massage them, you could actually squeeze this oozy, nasty stuff
It's
out.
gross.
Really
Where
smelly.
does ours go?
It's going to end up going into the digestive system, and well, not digestive system. It's going to go into the bowels. It's going to work its way out. You know, the blood and everything. It's going to work its way out. It's going to be filtered, and the lymphatic system is very important because that absorbs toxins. Have you ever had a swollen gland?
Yeah,
That's part of your lymphatic system.
right.
You know, up in here, the necks,
The nose.
and then under your arms. You ever feel under your arm and you have a knot? It's just really sore. That's your lymph
And in your groin.
in your groin area. And they're very important. And we have them all over, these little nodules, and they collect things. And they're very, very important because they allow the body to hold on to these toxins and then slowly get rid of them.
And you know what helps the best?
What?
Mini trampoline and
Oh,
water.
Yeah.
Drink plenty of water and movement, and you flush it out. If your lymph nodes are hard for a long time, it means they're congested and they're not moving through. You got to massage them gently, do hot and cold in a bathtub, or do the mini trampoline, or have someone help you with lymphatic massage. Now, lymphatic massage is usually too when you have a lot of edema. And like when people have breast cancer treatments and stuff, they get with chemo, they end up with their necks really swollen. And so that's when it's really hard for their body to push it back. And sometimes they'll give you those things you go put on your legs that pump them when you're in the hospital, and they give you they inflate and deflate and inflate and deflate. Sometimes they have to wear something like that. We had a lady, a neighbor that was a nurse. She had surgery when she was young, and they nicked part of her thyroid and a nerve. They messed it up. So her whole lymphatic system got screwed up, and she had terribly swollen legs when she was older. And she had to put these boots, these like sleeves on her legs at night, because I'd go visit her and her husband, and she had these things on, and it was pumping the fluid back up because her body would not naturally drain. Your body has a way to drain itself with movement and bouncing on the trampoline and all. But when an extreme case like that, she had something that happened to her that was not normal, and it ended up really affecting her. She had to have those sleeves on. So what he's doing with his hands is what those sleeves do manually. And remember, we talked about hot and cold in the shower? That's also doing the vascular massage, but it also helps your lymphatics. But the lymphatics really need movement though, like a massage with it, or the hot and cold, or laying down like this, or doing the mini trampoline where if you're good enough to bounce, just bounce. I know, I keep missing the show.
And God has created us to move. We have all these movable parts. We're meant to be walking. And the fact that if we're in motion is probably one of the best things we could do for the lymphatic system. Just go for a walk. You know, and then a mini trampoline inside. But I still think walking is the best.
Running
Or running. Well, running
or jump rope.
running's good, but walking actually is even better. You know, I like to run because I get bored with walking, but walking is still the ideal. It's less stressful. But running is excellent, but walking even more so.
In fact, Bill, when I nearly tore my Achilles, and the doctor and I was running at the time, and he said, "I don't want you to run. You can just do a brisk walk, and you will do just as well
Right.
with a brisk walk than you were running."
It just may have to be longer
Right.
periods where you
But
may have,
any movement is good. You're right. Any
you
movement.
may have to walk for an hour compared to 20 minutes or 15 minutes of running for the heart. But walking's still one of the best of exercise, yes.
So when you get to these lymphatic here, how do you massage it in?
The same way, you can massage it,
Rodney, stand up and do that.
massage it. You know, you can feel it, sometimes it's very tender, so you can't do too much.
Like this, Rodney did this.
That's one method.
And then you cut off their circulation, they never have any problems again.
But there again, keeping it warm, you know, and sometimes it's just movement again. You know, you put that warm cloth that we showed you how to make those things, and just in the motion. It's really the motion that's going to help the lymphatic system to clear and move themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And also, if you ever have anything up here, there's a problem with blockages too. You can take your thumb and right here, right behind your jaw, there's a lymph node there, and that'll get swollen and inflamed when you have an earache. So even just gently massaging
Yeah.
that way, and you could take a little lavender oil or something to just kind of make it more effective, and you just gently rub, and this will help the drainage of the ears. When my children were crying with earaches, I would gently massage right here, and you could feel where it's blocked and tight, and you just massage gently down.
And the word
Just do it all gently.
And the
but
word
it
gently
works.
is important because you don't want to be too vigorous, too forceful.
Yeah, you're right near
with
the
those.
carotid artery.
Yeah, well, it's the glands themselves. You don't want to rupture them
Oh,
or
of course
push them
not.
too hard. So to be gentle with them.
Okay.
So that's what you did for your son, put, your fingers on his ears for earaches?
Mm-hmm. And also, I brought my children immediately to the chiropractor. I got my children adjusted, and probably almost instantly when they got adjusted, their ears would drain. So
Crazy.
again, chiropractic adjustment.
Was
A lot of
crazy.
times kids have earaches and stuff like that, even babies have stuff, because when they trip and fall, or even a baby after birth, I have the privilege of working with a chiropractor. And she was also a midwife. So she would help the women have babies, and she would adjust those infants right away. She said she only found 1 or 2 infants that didn't have subluxations or a misalignment of their head. And babies, of course, are so supple, but she did find that it wasn't exactly in alignment. And so she would gently, very gently with babies, you gently just press and help make sure everything's in alignment. And you know how kids are colicky? It could be where they're misadjusted here in their stomach, in their backs. And so they have, in the thoracic area, the nerves that go to the stomach. And so if a baby has a misalignment there, it's going to cause increased colic or indigestion, things like that. And so by adjusting that area, it's good. I had a chiropractor one time show me how to adjust an infant. It was pretty amazing. Daddy's falling asleep, he's so relaxed. What you do is you take an infant, and I would have the mothers do it. I wouldn't do it because I'm not a doctor chiropractor. But what I would do is I'd say, grab your child by the heels. You lay the baby on a table, and then you take the baby by the heels, and the mother would gently rock the baby. And so the person helping would just hold the baby's head to lower it gently. And the funny thing is when you do it, babies start laughing sometimes. Some of them will get into stress and fuss. But you take them gently and you gently rock them. Just hold their ankles and gently rock them back and forth. And their body swinging gently back and forth realigns everything.
Well, they're upside down?
Yes.
Upside down.
Yeah.
So they're held by their ankles and the child's upside down. And the weight of the child and the weight of their head just pulls it all straight into alignment, gently. It's a very gentle thing. It's very gentle. And the mother holds a baby. So I had a mother that came into the health food store, and her child had constant colic at night. So I suggested catnip tea, which is a gentle mint family tea. And she brewed that tea for the baby, but I showed her how to do it. I said, okay, hold your baby's ankles. I lowered the baby's head, and I said, just gently rock back and forth, back and forth. She did that. Now, I didn't see her again for several weeks. I was part of a homeschool group. She was one of the moms in a homeschool group. So she came running over to me. Oh my goodness, since that night, no colic. She was thrilled. She said the baby doesn't have a problem anymore. And it must have been that during birth, or if the baby fell, because some of my kids have rolled off a chair, any kind of jolt can throw things out of alignment. And something that simple, isn't that amazing? Didn't have to give the baby any kind of gripe water. It went away with the catnip and the adjustment. And I'm going to have an adjustment on my head soon. Anyway, but did you want to tell more? Because I had a little more I could read.
Like this, that portion.
All right, just to say that there are suggestions of lymph tonic and things that you can take. I'm just looking stuff up. There's a St. Francis Herbs lymph tonic, if any of you are having issues with your lymph fluid. And what the tonic has in it, and these are all the herbs, because I looked up herbs for lymphatic drainage: cleavers, red root.
And cleavers grows wild in the spring all around us. It's a plant.
And cleavers is used for detoxing and acts as a diuretic. Remember I told you corn silk's a natural diuretic? Red root is very good for disorders of the spleen, which is the organ affiliated with lymphatic circulation. Blue flag supports glandular structures when used for thyroid and skin conditions, as well as general detoxification. Echinacea is an immune supportive herb that helps clean waste from the lymphatic system. Burdock, a remedy for an infected glandular system, is ideal for swollen glands. Mullein is a general decongestant of the lymphatic system that activates lymph circulation, especially of the neck and the chest. Vitolaca, I've never heard of that before, but it's in this formula, helps stimulate lymph flow and detoxification, and is helpful in cases of eustachian tube inflammation and chronic tonsillitis. Southern prickly ash stimulates circulation of both blood and lymph and improves the tone of mucous membranes, and lobelia is commonly used for asthma and lung conditions. It's also valued for its lymphatic alterative properties. And if you look up, this is just a general article with this, if you just look up lymph and immunity, I looked up, St. Francis Herb Farm has this lymph tonic that's all together, and it has all the data on that site for St. Francis Herb Farm, and it's a lymph tonic, LYMPH tonic. And it talks all about what I just read to you and what the lymph does, and then all the herbs for it. Now I will mention about lobelia. You know anyone trying to quit smoking? Lobelia is an awesome herb to help people quit smoking. Lobelia actually helps cleanse the lungs, and the person can cough up the mucus, but lobelia will make them feel sick to their stomach, make them feel nauseous if they puff on a cigarette. But a person took a $300 course to quit smoking, and I read the fine print, and it said, yeah, we recommend lobelia. And I went, oh, we have that. That's why he came in the health food store. I gave him lobelia. But it's a natural expectorant and lung cleanser, and so taking lobelia would actually cleanse all that.
And we need something for people who have an addiction to alcohol that make them not want to drink it.
And it's in that prescription for nutritional healing, and it's L-glutamine, I think. I think it's L-glutamine that helps with addiction to alcohol, because I looked it up for some people I knew. But I'll look it up again, but I just don't have my book with me.
And the peppermint oil works.
Thank you.
I don't have the stiffness that I have.
That's so pretty. I'm so glad. You have peppermint oil?
I have the peppermint oil and I did the Bill spray.
Okay, do you want some of this?
No, I'm gonna get the one. Well, I'm gonna get I use this one and the one that he told me to put a drop of it. This was.
Okay, as we wrap this up, are there any questions so far? I mean, we look to doing this in the future again, maybe adding some more details.
Okay, make sure you tell me.
We will.
If we wanted to look at the streams that you all did, is that going up anywhere?
What's that?
Is the stream that they did live, is that going up anywhere?
I hope not, but yeah, it probably is.
Yes, if you would go online and look it up. You got your,
You can just send her the, hold on. Anything else you need to see? I can just send it to you. I'll just send you the.
These okay?
Okay, right here.
Oh, that was the that's for the doctor when someone was really sick. It would scream.
You want all
All the things that you do. And he say he recommends the stuff that
I would watch that.
the potential that was when someone had a really serious constitution problem. And that's in extreme cases.
The one you have.
Yours.
You have the one that.
The doctors,
Oh, you put it in here?
they knew they were.
I was talking to stuff about that from your
Doctor knew that. So back in the 40s, doctor knew that this is and so they didn't have to use it. And so we got smart, but a person working at the,
He gets mad at me, I tell him about
and he actually saved. The difference
Or worse.
I was telling him about
he was trying to pursue. So there again, when we would, yeah.
5 minutes, kids stop crying.
In some extreme cases, even in practice, if someone has kidney failure, they would treat their own, they take their own urine, treat it, get back to them, and helps. But again, they're you're cutting out that clear.
Not somebody else's, yeah.
Yes, it's.
It was your own experience.
You pass,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes when like, I take B12 vitamins, it changes the color of my feet, so I don't know, maybe it's not absorbing
Oh,
all
that's
of
the.
it.
So it's, and then Bill did some,
Yeah.
it was last year.
I tried to find it.
Look on YouTube, put our name on it. If I can't find anything, just ask Wayne. Texas somebody, I'm watching it on YouTube. So Wayne watched a church service on YouTube this morning. We found it, just put our name on it. And whatever's being streamed on
Give them a
time.
massage, it's not help.
Yeah, a lot of these things are shared. We didn't do it all.
This is a, I'm not. Oh, it's gonna see Jackie. And now I'm sure you guys Miss Valley. It's tough, it's tough. My kids, they're all live together. Anybody have pain anywhere? Need anything? Spray?
Now from fasting.
Oh, you do? Ooh, let's do this stocking.
Stocking was study people.
Yeah.
All right.
That you could
You need
recover
anything?
from better than if you have
Close your eyes, this is so.
So a person's malnourished, shrinking. Once they get down to eating right, person feeds
And try to cut down.
and so I think God has given us a mechanism ourselves. We are fasting. It's actually healthy.
Overeating.
And we know it's called contribution is a term for bread. Where the body was in fasting mode, meaning more than 24 hours, you want to get to 24 or further. The body then starts cleaning house. Ian's way to describe it is it starts looking for things
To get rid of, yeah, yeah,
It usually goes after cancers,
yeah.
opening down cells.
Fat storages too.
Things that we don't need anymore, the body doesn't need that. I can use it. And they start eating at these things. That's why fasting for cancer.
There's two of them. I think he's got.
The new doctors, they don't, their first solution is
Which one's
chemo,
sent to you,
not
so.
remedy.
And so they're finding out.
Where they live?
Cases, fasting,
The days, yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if it's a complete fast. You know, I can't,
What was he doing?
I can't imagine someone not drinking water.
Oh, James.
They say we can't go more than a week, 7 days, I think, without water. 3.
3 days. Complete.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be down, with your kidneys start to shut.
Yeah.
Things you start, body breaks down, we need water.
What happened was, I think this is, it's two parts. He was having problems.